Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Those members on this side of the House who have been in business and understand finance know that government spending is not the only source of infrastructure. Private sector investment is a major source of infrastructure. The private sector must be encouraged to invest in infrastructure. Labor's mining and carbon taxes are holding back the Western Australian economy, and in doing so, holding back the private sector in its investment in the mining industry and infrastructure, which this nation needs. Nevertheless, the Coalition is committed to delivering infrastructure in Western Australia, despite being left with a legacy of a $123 billion budget deficit and $667 billion in debt. Despite economic and fiscal challenges, the Coalition has a significant platform of projects to get underway in Western Australia. The Coalition will invest $3.8 billion in transport infrastructure projects across Western Australia, including $615 million for the Swan Valley Bypass, $307 million towards Great Northern Highway from Mouchet to Woobin, $174 million for the North West Coastal Highway between Manila and Barradale, $59 million on Leach Highway near High Street, $140 million grade separation for the Tonkin Highway, and $339 million for equity investment in the Oakajee Port. In addition, the Coalition will continue to fund Roads to Recovery and the Black Spot projects, in addition to $300 million for the Bridges Renewal Program. The Coalition government recognises that transport infrastructure in Western Australia is essential to the prosperity of not only WA, but also to the well-being of the national economy. Without a strong economy, government cannot afford to spend on infrastructure projects, and that is why the Coalition is committed to making the difficult decisions to strengthen and grow the Australian economy through solid macroeconomic policy, as well as encouraging microeconomic reform. If the member for Perth is so concerned about Western Australia, she may assist by convincing her colleagues to support the Coalition's bills to abolish the carbon tax, which are currently being blocked by the Senate. This will save the average Western Australian family $550 on their electricity bills. Much mention was made of the Howard government's record. For the record, the Howard government delivered 10 budget surpluses, whilst Labor delivered six budget deficits, the largest budget deficits in Australia's history. The Coalition will be delivering infrastructure in Western Australia without the burden of a mining tax, despite the former Regional Investment Fund being totally devoid of funds due to Labor's miscalculation on the revenue raised by the mining tax. Labor's anti-West Australian policy agenda is detrimental to investment and employment in Western Australia. Only the election of a strong Liberal Senate team from Western Australia will back up the state's 12 members of the House of Representatives who are committed to ensuring that the best infrastructure deal for Western Australia is achieved and are prepared to stand up for their home state by their actions rather than their words. Thanks.